Hi, Tom Trento here, your host on TrentoVision.tv on Friday, April 12, 2013. It's another beautiful day here in South Florida, but you may be listening, I don't know, anywhere in the world because on TrentoVision.tv, we're simulcasting a television signal, a video signal, worldwide. If you have the capability to have a computer that has an internet connection or a smartphone connection, then you're listening and watching. It's amazing. But if you're driving in your automobile around South Florida, anywhere from North Miami, really for a couple of 100 miles north up to Orlando, Fort Pierce, those areas, and all the way out to the alligator place called the Everglades, you'll be listening on your automobile on AM, on the AM dial 1470 on the right-hand side of your stations in your automobile. And if you're really technologically savvy, if you really are, if you can pronounce that word, then you may even have iHeartRadio. Download that application, iHeartRadio, and then all you have to do is search for South Florida WNN, and you can listen crystal clear digital audio, literally, folks, anywhere in the world. Yesterday's show was pretty amazing. We had Pamela Geller on and that whole jihad battle she's fighting in Great Neck, Long Island. This coming Monday, Tuesday, we'll have a report on what happened with Pamela Geller. Over the weekend, as you know, the jihadis blocked her from speaking at the Great Neck Synagogue, and then two very brave rabbis, one from Edison, New Jersey, one from Great Neck, Long Island, offered to have her speak Sunday. Keep your eye on that, Sunday, the 14th of April. So Monday, Tuesday next week, we'll go back and check that out. But right now we're bringing a kind of one of these stories that takes you on an emotional roller coaster. It brings you, and it brought us over the past couple of years to the depths of sorrow and sadness, individually and collectively, and to the height of joy and celebration. Though this show may have some moments of sadness and remorse, the thrust will be extremely positive, celebratory, and just a wonderful legacy, if you will, to an individual who decided early on that he wanted to be not in the military, not in battle, but in a position to be literally at the tip of the spear in battle. And this is a story about a human being, a very brave patriot, and then who gave his all for this great country, and then how his family picked up from where he left off, picked up the fight, and has continued the fight, both on an ideological level and now on a very practical human needs level. And it really goes back to August 6th, 2011. August 6th, 2011, almost 2 years from this date today, the 12th, just a couple of months shy. And I was in DeLand, Florida, which is up by Daytona Beach, with the United West team. I was the guest speaker at an event there. And as I was preparing to come downstairs at 9 o'clock in the morning in the hotel, I saw breaking news. And at that point, the announcement was that a helicopter went down in the Tangi Valley, the Wardunk province of Afghanistan, Taliban country. For those of you who do this kind of work, that's Taliban country. A helicopter went down, and that's not that strange. They go down. What was strange was the amount of life that was lost on that day and the quality of life. Now, understand, any military person, man, woman, in any of the branches of service, any loss is horrible. But there are some soldiers that train to fight, and to fight, as I said, at an elite level, at a top-tier level. And that day, a helicopter went down with 30-something soldiers, a few Afghanistan soldiers, but mostly SEAL Team 6, the elite of the elite. 17 members of SEAL Team 6 were lost, 17 SEALs. And there were Army individuals that were lost, Air Force pilots lost, and a RPG, rocket-propelled grenade, was fired at this helicopter at night as it was inserting to rescue and to help some Army Rangers who were in a fierce firefight with the Taliban. The RPG hit the aft rotor. Folks, that's a 1 in a million shot. It hit the aft rotor and totally destroyed the helicopter. It fell out of the sky and 30 seconds from landing, and everyone died. One of the individuals that died is SEAL Team 6 Special Operator Aaron Carson Vaughn. Aaron Vaughn. And if you follow the United West, you know that we followed Aaron Vaughn's life, his death, his legacy very closely. I personally, for whatever reasons, and we're going to be showing you as I'm doing this little introduction, and we're going to meet his parents in a couple of moments, and then and we're going to meet a unique individual, a former SEAL that served at the same time with Aaron. But I personally was moved by this. I live just about an hour south from where Aaron's family was living. And in late April, they had a memorial service up at Martin County High School in Martin County, Florida, next county north of Palm Beach County. So I went up there, and Aaron was a very serious Christian, spent about 10 years in the Navy as a SEAL, then SEAL Team 6. And I went to his memorial service with several thousand people, extremely moving, but it was a celebration of his life. Whereas many memorial services are very, very sad. And this obviously was sad, but it had a recognition of a unique individual, a unique father, a unique husband, a unique son, a unique brother. And we're showing some shots of him. And at that point, we were the United West. We were planning, this is in April, was the memorial service. We were planning to do an honoring of the military in January up in Tallahassee, January 2012. And we did that. We had a phenomenal event. You can go to the United West website and see the photos from our saluting our military. We contacted Aaron Vaughn's dad, Billy Vaughn. And Billy Vaughn came up and spoke. And we'll show you some pictures of that in a little bit. He spoke at our event in Tallahassee along with General Jerry Boykin, along with Lieutenant Colonel Rich Swire, Lieutenant Colonel, there's so many guys. And Billy delivered a riveting talk, a father speaking about a son, but also honoring a warrior, a true one of the 300 Spartans, the American Spartans. There's 300 SEAL Team 6 warriors, and Aaron was one of them. At that point, we grew very close to the United West, Mark, myself, and everybody else, to the Vaughn family. And just a month later, February of 2012, we all went to Israel. By the grace of God and through the generosity of some donors, we were all able, team of 10 of us, to go on a national security tour behind the scenes of Israel, and the Vaughns came with us. And we developed an even closer bond with these two wonderful Christian human beings. And since then, we have become like family in many respects and have stood shoulder to shoulder speaking on these issues. Karen and Billy have picked up the baton from Aaron, not carrying M4s or any of the special hardware that SEALs carry, but carrying a Bible in many respects in one hand, and the truth and commitment of the Constitution of the United States of America, and fought the ideological battle against Islamic jihad. And they still do that. But as you're going to see in this story, there's a sister. Aaron has a sister. You'll meet her shortly. She had an idea, and this weekend, today, Friday the 12th, and Saturday the 13th, Sunday the 14th, the legacy of Aaron Vaughn is materialized in what's known as Operation 300. Operation 300. It is a unique operation. We're going to go to the field right now live. We are going to go. We have the Vaughns and a Navy SEAL, former Navy SEAL live. They're coming to us because they're out in the field through an iPhone, but we want to bring you this live action right now. So Guys, are we ready to go to the Vaughns, to Karen Vaughn?
We are ready.
Okay, let's go to Karen Vaughn out in the field in the middle of, I don't know where she is.
I don't know, she's chasing alligators or something. I don't know what she's doing out there.
If we told you, we'd have to kill you.
Okay,
we can't tell you.
right. Hi, Karen. How you doing? It's Tom, Mark, Mike, the whole crew.
Great to see you, Tom. I'm here with Tara. She's going to have to run in just a minute, so I thought I'd go ahead and let everybody see her beautiful face.
Yes, and I mean, this whole idea of Operation 300 was Tara's, correct?
It was all Tara's big dream to honor her brother. Absolutely. One of the first things that we realized as a family after Aaron's death was that he had a little boy and a little girl that were never going to know what it was like to grow up with their daddy, a man who loved the outdoors, who loved to hunt, fish, do all the extreme adventure things that men like him, men that have that fiber, the things that they do. And as soon as we realized that, Tara just got this spur in her heart, and it wouldn't let her go, and she left her job and started this camp, believe it or not.
Well, why am I talking to you? Why don't I talk to Tara?
Let me begin.
Okay. Let's begin with Tara. And by the way, we have a really good picture and audio coming from an iPhone, folks.
Really?
This is amazing, this technology. Hi, Tara. It's Tom, Trento, and Mark, and everybody. How have you been?
Hey, Tom. Good. How are you?
Good.
I wish you would have done this when I wasn't outside working all day.
No, this is cinema verte,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, you look beautiful on camera. You really do.
Well, thank you.
And let's do this, because we know you have to run in a little bit. Why don't you tell us we followed your travels through some very difficult times over the past year and a half. When did you get this idea? What is this idea? What is the overriding objective for Operation 300?
We probably started thinking about it and talking about it. I guess it was maybe June of last year, but we just really wanted to. We were planning the Frogman Swim for my brother, which was a huge success, but we just really wanted to do something more than just a one-day event every year.
Hey, Tara, we love kids, but they are loud in the background. If we can keep the kiddies quiet,
okay.
The radio audience will appreciate it. Yeah.
That's my husband. I should have shown you what they were doing. That was making me scream like that. But
Okay.
Anyway, so we just wanted to do something more, and I don't know. I just started thinking about my brother and all the things that he liked to do, and how all of his friends like to do the same thing, and how his kids were going to miss out on that, unless somebody stepped in and took up the slack. And just thinking about the fact that on the helicopter crash that he was killed on, that 40 children lost their dad. So there were 40 kids in that same situation just from that one day. And then back when we started talking about it, there was like 6,600 men and women that had been killed in this war. And since then, I think it's crazy, a lot more than that. I think it's over 10,000 now, which is crazy. But so just with that in mind, we just thought about what we could do, and doing adventure was the easiest solution, and it just sounded like a good idea. So I guess it was back in October we just decided to see if we could go for it. And honestly, we thought we'd probably be raising money for years and years and years before we ever actually got to have a camp, and some things just fell into place, and God just provided. And now here we are, less than 6 months later, about to have our first camp, and we're going to have 9 boys here from Florida, North Carolina, and Georgia, and their moms are coming in, and they'll do surfing and sailing and horseback riding. We're going to teach them how to use a compass. We're going to set up a whole firing range for them, and they're going to do archery. So it's going to be a packed weekend, and we think it'll be good. We think they'll have fun. So
we're looking at the website right now, Operation 300, Forging the Heart of a Warrior. What is the significance? I'm going to ask you. I'll probably ask your mom and dad too. What is the significance of Operation 300?
Well, the 300 was really just another way to honor my brother. He was a big fan of the Spartan culture, and the famous Battle of Thermopylae, when Xerxes told the Spartans to lay down their weapons, and it was 300 of them, and they had actually held off the pass, protecting the rest of Greece for several days. And Xerxes gave them a chance to go free and or to live but be slaves. And he said the famous words, "Mola on the Bay, come and take them." And my brother was just fascinated with that culture, and just that's where the Operation 300 came from, is trying to foster an environment like that would breed those type of people that they don't necessarily have to grow up and be warriors, but to have that heart. The warrior heart is protective. It stands in front of those, that it loves. And hold on, I lost my earphone.
Lost her earphone.
Okay,
Sorry.
No problem.
It's a defender, but it's also a passionate person. And my brother certainly was passionate, and so were his friends and the rest of the guys that do the things that they do. And they love their country and they love their family. And family is very important to them. So just all those things that really create the heart of a warrior is what we're trying to do here. And just, for these that have lost a big sense of family, be able to provide that for them here.
Now, your brother was a SEAL for a long time. I mean, a good portion of your life as you were growing up. What kind of guy was he like just when he wasn't out in on some crazy mission somewhere in the world?
He was just a big kid. I mean, just anything and everything he could do to have fun and get into trouble and just cause some mischief. I mean, he was constantly, just getting us all to do stupid things that we would have never done otherwise. And I actually remember after one of his deployments, when he came home, I was pregnant with my first child, and I remember telling him, "I am so happy that I'm pregnant because you can't touch me," because he was just always putting some kind of move on me or wanting me to do something crazy. So I just remember being relieved when he came home from that deployment and being in a fragile state. But he was just fun. I mean, he was, it was just, there was never a time that, we didn't have fun. And that's, we miss that a lot about him, just that spirit of adventure and just, always finding a reason to laugh. It was so easy to make him laugh. And
we're gonna show, as you speak, we're gonna show some pictures of Aaron, so people can
actually, while we still have some lights on, what I'd like to do is actually take the tour of the
of the camp. Yeah, can you show us the camp real quickly?
Yeah, and
sure.
As you're doing, and just tell us what ideas you have planned on and what you have for the kids. I mean, and these are all for kids who have fallen as far as in battle, and kind of get them a chance to integrate between other kids who have lost fathers and parents and everybody too. Is that the main focus? Is to give these kids a chance to interact with other kids who have fallen?
Yeah, to give them a chance to interact with other kids who are in the same situation. Which when you lose a dad in war, it's a very unique situation, and to give them a chance, give them their moms a chance. I'm going to turn this around so you can kind of see.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot to see here right now.
Well, just started, right, okay.
Yeah, but right here we're standing under the pavilion. Let's see. I'm trying to see what you're seeing.
Yeah, but how many acres do you have that are going to be available for the kids eventually?
And move the camera. Just move the camera slowly. Just move the camera very slowly.
Okay.
And describe what we're looking at.
Okay, so this is looking out from the main pavilion where we'll eat and just have like our gathering time and that stuff. And this is actually a 400-acre property.
Okay.
It is not ours.
400 acres? Did you say
Big,
that?
Yeah, 400 acres. It is not ours, but we've been given use of it for free. So we've got the run of the whole 400. As much as we want to use it. You can see it's pretty bare. This lake that you're looking at right here, can you see that lake?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. And the sunset, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Actually, it's owned by another nonprofit foundation, and right now what they do is they give wounded veterans a chance to come out here and hunt for the weekend. And so it's pretty bare, but they're in the process of they're going to build some cabins around this lake, so hopefully we'll be able to use those too. But for this weekend, we'll be using RVs, so you can see one is out here already. Can you see that?
Yeah,
yes.
Sure.
Yeah. So we got a low battery on this thing. So there's one RV already out here, and we're bringing 3 more, and then we've got a restroom trailer over here, which is like the Taj Mahal of restrooms. And then if you look straight down this pass right here, you can see that berm all the way down there.
Right.
That's where we'll set up the firing range. So a lot more will be set up tomorrow. Right now it's just been kind of clean up and all that. So
this is just really a reconnection with nature and with getting just some bonding time with everybody who is there, and it's mainly for healing for these kids who have lost their fathers and parents in war. And so this is absolutely a fabulous program. I can't tell you how much this actually inspires my heart, to see this actually happening. And has this been a calling for you? I mean, or has it just been something that's been supernatural in some ways, or has it been any type of give me a little description of what it's been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always afraid to say this is what God wants me to do because then it's like you don't really have a choice. You got to do it. But it definitely has been that. This is not, when I was a kid, I didn't think I would grow up and start a nonprofit foundation, for boys. And I'm a girl kind of in a boy world, so it's been a challenge, because everyone I deal with is, it's men. And so,
the wind is getting pretty bad. Yeah. You may have to go back in the shelter.
Okay, let me try to cover it. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would say it is. There's been a lot of prayer that's gone into it, and honestly, a lot of kind of like wrestling, to be honest, with God back and forth. That you can't really mean you want me to do this and quit my job and just kind of go out there. But as I've done what I feel like He's asked me to do, He's provided what we need, and it's been amazing to watch, and it's just been incredible to watch people just pour themselves out for the cause and just be so generous and so supportive. So it's definitely a God thing. I definitely feel, I was laying in my bed the other night and I couldn't sleep because I've been so excited, and I was kind of just praying like, God, why are you keeping me awake? I have so much to do. I'm just tired. And all of a sudden it was like, the scripture reference came into my head, that He's near the brokenhearted. And it was like, yes, that's why we're doing this. It was just like such a good reminder that this camp was not my idea. This was His idea, because He wants to be near, those whose hearts have been broken. And that was just like such a good reminder for me and such a good refresher. And that's really what my focus is going into this, is just to mend hearts and bind up wounds, and however we can do that.
That's fabulous. Let's do this, because we got to get your mom and dad on, but we're going to have to try to get you guys in out of the wind, because the wind on the radio just really sounds loud. If somebody wants to, they're watching this, listening, and they're really interested, and they fall in the category of a family that lost a loved one in battle, how do they get in touch with you?
If they will go to our website, which is Operaiton300.com.
We have that up.
Yep.
They can actually just click on Contact Us, or if they scroll to the bottom, my email address is on there, and that's my direct email. So if they go and email me, or they can also click on the Attend Camp form, and there's actually a form they can fill out, and that goes directly to me as well. So
I have it up right now. I clicked on Contact. I have Tara Baldwin, your phone number, your email, all of that. So it's Operaiton300.com. People can go there, contact you. I see Hector Delgado. He's a former SEAL. He's on your board? Yeah, you get all kinds of different things there. Alan West is on your board. This is amazing. All right, well, let's do this with the little bit of battery life that you guys have on. With a little bit of battery life, let's get it to your mom, and if she can get in the cover of the shelter there, so we can hear her without the wind, that'd be great.
Thanks, Tara. Thanks for all you're doing. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Tara Baldwin. Operation 300. It is TrentoVision.tv.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Karen. How are you, Karen? I can't see Karen.
I'm good.
I can't see Karen.
Good.
Yeah,
We're looking for you. Hang on. There you are. Okay. Yeah, if you can stay out of the wind because it's really loud on the radio. But
okay. You know what we're going to do, Tom? We're going to get in our cars and head back towards town.
Okay.
So that'll cut down on the voice.
And you can plug into your cigarette lighter.
That's right. We can plug it in and charge it up as we're going. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get our special guest to ride with me, so
Okay.
that he can pick up the phone next. Okay.
All right, and then we'll stay on, but they're going to cut to me. I'm going to talk a little bit, and then when you come back on, we'll bring you back on. Okay?
Okay. Great.
Don't hang up. Whatever you do.
Don't hang up.
What are we doing
Okay.
today?
No hanging up.
Don't hang
All right,
up.
we're gonna go get in cars.
But don't say
Okay.
things you don't want to go over the air, because we're going to mute you out on this side. What are we doing today on Friday?
Yeah,
What is it? The 12th, right?
Yeah.
Today's the 12th.
We're going to mute her out for a bit.
Okay, we're going to mute Karen Vaughn out. We just listened to her daughter, Tara. And Tara is the sister, obviously, of Aaron Carson Vaughn, the SEAL Team 6 operator. And they're going to get in their automobile because their battery was going a little low. But what we're bringing you on this special edition of TrentoVision today, broadcasting on WNN 1470. And bear with us if it gets a little noisy. It won't now. They were out in the middle. I don't know where. Where were they, Mark?
I don't know. In the middle, gator. I mean, I saw some gators out there on that
Yeah.
thing. I swear, you know.
But it's a phenomenal idea to take.
Oh, I love the idea, Tom.
Yeah.
This is totally fascinating. I mean, the whole psychological healing because the first thing that happens when you lose a parent or lose a father
yeah.
figure, right, or even a mother figure for that matter, is you need someone to relate to. You need someone to, share your experiences, and to put this into a nature setting, a nurture setting, a camping. I mean, 400 acres. Oh
That's
my
a lot.
God,
That's a lot.
That's bigger than Disney World.
I want to take a four-wheeled vehicle out there and
think about it. You get the four-wheeling. You got the shooting. You've got the the camp. The whole camp
these are
environment.
young kids.
Yeah,
These are
and
9, 10 years old.
Exactly what they want to be doing.
But they're going to be shooting guns.
Well, good. It's to teach them how to properly use firearms in the future, and obviously they'll be supervised. But the whole experience is just a fascinating idea, fascinating project, and 400 acres can fit a lot of kids, and so they're going to need a lot of donations and stuff like that to keep them afloat. But this is just such a fabulous and wonderful idea, and people are stepping up all over the place. I know that they have on their website they have donation areas, but they also have things that you can buy, like coffee, T-shirts, and whatever.
Let's go to their website right now, Mike. If you can come here. This is Tom Trento with J. Mark Campbell, Invisible Mike, and the new guy.
Right.
CJ's not with us today on this special show, but CJ sends her love to the Vaughns, and we're looking at Operation 300 right now. Folks, and somebody knows somebody who got killed in battle or in the service over the past 10 years in the war on terror, Afghanistan, Iraq. And if you're interested in having the child of the deceased soldier participate in this great program, I think they're going to do it pretty regularly.
Right.
It's down in Martin County, which is a little bit north of Palm Beach County. It's in the actually, it's not that far from the U.S.
Navy SEAL, right?
Well, yeah, the Navy SEAL Museum, the UDT, Underwater Demolition, and Navy SEAL Museum in Fort Pierce, which is on the ocean. It's probably 20, 30 minutes from the museum. And that should be on your bucket list to visit the SEAL Museum. We've been there many times. Now look at the Operation 300 on the website. It says, Forging the Heart of a Warrior. And if you're just tuning in on WNN 1470 or just looking at TrentoVision.tv, I have the website up that is a nonprofit organization dedicated to stepping in and filling even minimally the shoes of the dad or the mom that's been lost. And you can see pictures of kids in water sports and on horseback. And the whole idea, I'll just read it for you. Welcome to Operation 300. Operation 300 is a nonprofit foundation designed to create a week-long experience for children who have lost their fathers as a result of service to our country. Camp will provide an opportunity to participate in activities that embody the spirit of adventure that characterize the lives of the absent fathers, while fostering a culture of courage and strength and freedom and endurance and honor and godly morality embodied by the fearless patriots throughout the history of our American Republic. I mean, that really sums it up beautifully.
That says it all, Tom. It really does.
And last year we went up to the Aaron Vaughn Memorial Swim. There were hundreds of people.
Alan West was there, and he got in the water, and a bunch of different people. It just amazing the support that they're getting. Not only was Alan there, but I'm rolling these pictures. If you can come to, I don't know if it'll show on my screen. You'll see Alan West and his tattoo. Alan West took off his shirt. He's in his bathing suit. He's got tattoos all over him. It was amazing. Hey,
but
a quick side note.
There he is, right there. Look, the big tattoo.
Yeah, it was funny. The people that we meet all over the place, and we meet a lot of different celebrities, if you will, and dignitaries. And I never want to get my picture taken with him because it's just one of my things. But I wanted to get my picture taken with Alan West in the tattoo.
Yeah, that's right. He has some like really military tattoos that were made in the dark somewhere in like Saipan or something. Big heart here, big army thing over here. And the pictures that are showing now on your screen are from the Aaron Vaughn Memorial Swim. That's coming up again June 29th, 2013. If anyone wants to participate in it, again, there's probably 400 or 500 people.
Right.
Phenomenal event all day long. All of this is in honor of the Vaughn son, Aaron Carson Vaughn, SEAL Team 6 operator. He was killed, if you're just joining us, on TrentoVision.tv or on WNN 1470. Aaron Vaughn was killed on August 6th, 2011, along with about 40 other soldiers, and I think there were 17 members of SEAL Team 6. You have, Karen?
Yep, we have
17 members of SEAL Team 6.
Doing her hair, she's getting her makeup right, she's getting her lipstick on and everything. So she's doing her hair, she's fluffing her hair right now.
In fact, that catastrophe.
And we got her muted, and she can't argue or complain at all.
Well, let me finish with this. That catastrophe on that day, August 6th, 2011, was the largest loss of special naval warfare life in the history of special naval warfare. And it's still under investigation. If you go to Google, on your website, you can Google extortion 17. That was the name of the helicopter that night, that mission, and you will see all kinds of information. The information we've gotten, the story, the reports we've gotten from the United States government, from the United States Department of Defense, don't all jive. So we're still looking into that. And let me tell you, when the Vaughns go after something, they go after it. And, we've had Karen and Billy on several times on the show. And an investigation of Extortion 17 is not the subject matter for today's show, but that's not a closed case. And it'll never be a closed case with the Vaughns and with us wanting to get to the bottom of what really happened that night. Because right now, this administration is pushing our top-tier special forces warriors. And those guys will just keep fighting. Yep. But they're running through material. Sometimes they're not getting the best hardware. And they'll go to a fight with a toothpick and some bubble gum. They'll figure out how to use it and beat the bad guys. But they are the most highly trained elite forces. They need top equipment, and this administration has to come to respect these guys more so. So that's another show, another time. But today we're celebrating Operation 300, the effort that Tara put together, Aaron's sister, to take care of the little kids who lost their dad. And we're going to introduce you in a second to a former Navy SEAL who is sort of the central casting Navy SEAL. He's been on our show several times. But what are we doing now? We're going to Karen?
Yep. We're getting ready to go to Karen here.
We got a mobile shot?
We got a mobile shot with Karen here.
Okay.
Go ahead and bring the audio up.
If I could see her, we can put a flashlight in her face.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, we're going to have to put a flashlight in her face.
Yeah.
There she is.
You ready for the surprise man of the hour, Tom?
Well, not yet. Hang on. We'll do him in a second. But you have power now? You're plugged in, Karen?
I am, yeah.
Could you put your light on by any chance on the iPhone? That would help.
Put the light on?
Just turn the light on in the car.
Well, let's see if that works.
There we go. Okay.
No, it's kind of backlit. No, we need the light on your face. If you can put the light on the actual camera, you got enough juice now. People want to see you as you're riding along.
Okay.
All right.
Let it go. It's fine, Tom. It's fine.
Can you do it or no?
It's a fine shot. Don't worry.
Well, if she can do it, I'd like to have everybody see her, and because it's
I don't know how to turn the light
oh,
on
you don't
the
know
camera.
how. Well, when we get to Ben, he's got a beard. We're not going to be able to see him.
That's right.
So, all right, now we if you have a flashlight, how about a flashlight?
Tom, just stop it.
That's not a good shot.
Shine it.
That's a good shot.
I shine a flashlight under my chin like
I still do that.
I'm pretty scary looking right now anyway.
I still do that. We had a very good talk with Tara about the inspiration that she had through the inspiration of her brother. Was this a family idea, or did it generate primarily from her? What role did you and your husband Billy play in this?
Well, I'll tell you, Billy and I talked with Tara a lot about it. She brought the original idea to the family, and then we all, spent quite a bit of time just investigating it, what it would really look like, what it would really cost to do it, which is astronomical. When we run this thing full cycle, it's going to take multiple millions of dollars to build the cabins that we want to build for the boys, things like that. So it was just a long process of deciding, was it feasible? Would the country get behind it enough to fund it? And who was going to run it? And as time went on, we just felt as a family like the key person would be Tara. The thing that I'd like to tell you about Tara is she had an incredible relationship with her brother. They were only 21 months apart, and they grew up as absolute best friends. And I can't even express to you what that girl has lost. It's probably one of the saddest thoughts that I have at times. They were best friends their entire life. They did, and I mean, when I say they did everything together, I mean through their teenage years, through their young adult years. They had the same group of friends. They went to the same gatherings. They were in the same youth group. If one of them went to the beach, both of them went to the beach. They were completely inseparable. And just before Aaron died, we as a family went up and saw him just before the last deployment. We were there a week before he left, and they got to spend 2 or 3 hours together in a restaurant one afternoon, something they hadn't done in ages, just because of, the logistics of when Aaron's home, the whole family would pile in and everybody wanted to be with him every minute. And somehow God was kind enough and precious enough to those two to give them 3 hours together at that restaurant alone. And they reminisced and caught up, and Tara got to tell her big brother, just exactly how much she loved him, exactly how proud she was of him, got to say all those things you wish you could say to somebody if you knew what was about to happen. And he got to say the same to her. And so Tara was a natural choice for this. She's young. She has young children of her own. She was Aaron's peer, not his parent. And she just jumped on it. And the girl took it in such an act of faith that she, like I said earlier, she gave up a very decent job and just pursued this full time. And God has blessed it. He has blessed her, what she's done here, and it's coming together. And this county has pulled behind us and given us unimaginable support in this undertaking, which is a huge undertaking. Like you guys were saying, it's 400 acres with a 4,000 acre preserve behind it that we have access to for trail rides, for four-wheeling around the outskirts of it. I mean, it's just fallen together, and she has worked herself to death. And the reward's going to come when we see those boys sitting out on those gun ranges, firing those 22 rifles and, having a big time and watching them smile and watching them give them a bronze compass that people across the country have purchased, by the way. We made an Amazon wish list about a month and a half ago, and we've probably had, I would say, easily $10,000 worth of items purchased on that Amazon wish list and sent to this camp. So and one of those items was like a $27 bronze compass that these boys are going to get to take home. And you know, these things are just exciting. It's awesome to watch the country pitch in like that. We had things shipped from Hawaii,
Wow.
from all over our beautiful United States, just supporting
Beautiful.
this project. So,
Karen, before we get
Yeah.
to our special guest there, you've mentioned religion a little bit and God. Take a minute or two. Tell us about Aaron's faith.
Aaron gave his life to Christ when he was just a very young boy. And one thing I like to tell people about him is that he had a discernment for wrong and right, for evil, for darkness and light. He was never afraid to call evil evil. And I know that sounds like a simple thing to say, but most of us have a pretty hard time doing that, acknowledging that there is real evil in the world. But for some reason, he had this discernment from early on, and I believe fully, and he did too, is because of the relationship he had with Christ from a boy on. And, he had a calling on his life. By the time he was 8 years old, he would tell anyone who would listen that one day he was going to be a Navy SEAL. And, the rest of us would just kind of chuckle about it because he certainly didn't have the stature of a Navy SEAL. He was a tall, skinny kid, gawky, lanky, funny looking, goofing off all the time. Like Tara told you, he was such a goofball. But, one thing Billy and I like to tell people is that none of us knew what was going on, but God knew, and Aaron knew that a warrior was being formed in his body. And Aaron was always certain of what his calling was. As a matter of fact, Aaron loved God so much, and he shared the love of Christ so much with anybody he came in contact with in such a natural way that I told him one day after he'd been a Navy SEAL for many years, I said, son, I'm just really confused because I always thought deep in my heart that you were going to be a missionary. And he said, well, Mom,
Yes.
maybe you just really were confused, and God was telling you I was going to be a mercenary.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's pretty good.
He said, I always
Let's go
knew what
back
I
to
was supposed to be. You
Okay.
good? What?
Yeah, no. We're showing pictures of Aaron while you're speaking.
Oh,
We had him
okay, gotcha.
with his little boy.
Yeah, well, please show Aaron and not
Yeah.
Karen, please. I'm begging you, please.
No, but no, I think right now before it gets any darker, we want to go to your special guest. Oh, there we go. We got a little light there. Our
Is that better?
special guest.
Okay.
Why don't you introduce our special guest, and then we'll let. But first, ask the special guest if he can drive and talk at the same time. Okay.
He is ready to go. I'm telling you, this is a man who can do anything.
He can do anything.
You know?
Okay.
So I already have full confidence. I'll try to hold the camera for him so that we do not crash because we're actually on our way to eat dinner. But I want to tell you, this guy sitting beside me, yeah, he's like, oh, geez, because he can't stand the attention. But let me tell you something. This man, he's just a hero to this family. He has been a godsend. Everything we've needed from him, he's provided. He has just come along beside us in this last year especially and become a dear friend. And I will say completely, we love this man. And now, on top of everything that he's doing, traveling all over the country, seriously, like, he should have a big S tattooed on his chest because he's a freaking Superman. I'm telling you, he really is. Going across the country, just changing lives, changing this world. Yet he has taken the time to come to this camp. He is going to park his rear end out in an RV on a 400-acre lot with mosquitoes as big as your fist.
Oh, God.
And he's going to spend the weekend mentoring these young men that come in that have lost their dads. So let me introduce to you my very dear friend, Benjamin Smith,
All
former
right.
Navy.
Former Navy SEAL. Let's give Benjamin Smith a hand, everybody.
Hey, Ben.
And on TrentoVision.tv, Benjamin Smith is no stranger. You've been with us before, Ben, WNN 1470. How are you today, my friend? You're looking good there driving down the road.
You lost a razor, I see.
No, you have beard envy.
Okay.
But I tell you what, with that intro by Karen, I can't ever live up to it, and I don't think I ever will. And that's just who we are. My God, you've got me all. I'm getting misty over here. I'm sitting here. I'm driving. I'm misty. I'll pull this car over.
You got some effeminate guy there.
Effeminate
He's
seal.
crying.
A little effeminate little seal.
All right, so
I'm so in touch with my manhood, I don't need to wear a pink shirt to show that I'm in touch with my.
that's what I'm wearing right now.
Tom's wearing a pink
I
shirt.
gotta. No, it's not pink. It's what is this?
We can make it pink.
Yeah, we
for
can
you.
make it big. Hey, Ben,
Yes, sir.
you are busy. You were one of the featured SEALs in the movie OPSEC that 5 million people have seen.
There's more coming too.
Yeah. Oh, good. You served your country in a series of deployments over 6-7 years. You were in Iraq, and you were working with the administration, the new administration, trying to put together a constitution and get some sort of democracy in their country. You've had some great experiences with that. Now you're out, you're running around as a patriot, doing a whole bunch of different things. Now this weekend, you know, from fighting bad guys in the hills and valleys of the world to dealing with 6 and 7 and 8-year-old kids, you think you're ready, man?
You know, I mean, to these kids and what they've suffered and the Vaughns, I am but a shadow of a man. You know, it's really, it's crazy to be running around the country. You know, you're trying to save the country, you're trying to save the world, you're just doing anything you possibly can. But, you know, when you're smacked in the face with the reality of coming here and they're putting you in front of these children who have lost a parent, their father, I mean, like, I've had trepidation. I feel like I don't even measure up. These men gave everything, and obviously I didn't give enough. You know, it's kind of, it's, you know, there's survivor guilt, there's total respect for them, and, you know, to try to give the right message to kids who have lost their fathers, and it's really important that you know, these kids know who and what their fathers stood for. They signed up to and including their life to defend us here now. So this is the hardest stuff that has to be done.
You know, you raised a very interesting point. You've been through BUDS, through the training, through the various trainings, through underwater training, through air training, and you fought in combat, and you're alive, but you're with a family this weekend that lost your brother. Before we get into the little kids, what's that feel like where you're alive and the Vaughns lost their son? What does that feel like between you and the Vaughns for you?
Oh man, I mean, I'm honored that they see me in any light as opposed to the one Karen put me under. I feel like it's to measure up is I only hope to live my life as their son did. You know, and to exhibit those values and everything that he stood for. You know, we all know that we were part of something really big, and we were defending and protecting the rest of the country from the people who really want to do us bad. You know, and they don't only just want you as slaves; they want your soul. You know, so. The relationship is amazing, and you know, before this I worked with you know, Debbie Lee, and you know, it's I only hope to live up. You know, it's things need doing. So
all right, Mark has a question for you. Hang on, Mark has a question.
Hey Ben, I got a question. From the perspective as a Navy SEAL, as a warrior, as a person in the field fighting, to know that there's an organization like this in case you are, you know, fallen in battle or you're somehow taken away from your family unexpectedly in a combat situation. As a soldier who is actually still alive, how would that make you feel as a fighter, as a person who is actually out there in combat, to know that there are organizations like Karen's organization doing Karen and Tara's organization doing what they're doing?
Yeah. Well, what you said that's actually still alive. Like, no, we usually win the battles. But,
no, I'm just, you know what I mean.
I understand. I absolutely understand. I'm just playing. But it's to know this, to think that I would have a support system, a backup system for my children, my wife, my anything that I would have, family members, to help people around, to help them understand what I'm going through. They already have, and that's part of what it is. It's like a forged experience. It's communitas, I believe is the word, where it's a shared experience which bonds you to other people who have gone through that experience. Like through Buds, the SEAL brotherhood. You know, we're bound to each other. Like, it kind of, to me, it sounds like a mother to their sons and daughters. They would do anything for them. They would rip doors off. And to know that my brothers that are still around and the family members who have also lost would be able to give the family members the comprehension of what had happened to me, to put it in perspective. And that's really important, because, you know, you have kids that are in such formative ages, and you've got a media that it paints them paints people who are heroes, not sports figures or actors or anything of the like, that paints them as heroes and not the men who actually are. To know that there's a support system is huge to me.
Yeah, and even like in the vein of Leonidas and the Spartans, after their comrades would fall in battle, they would actually take care of the families, bring them into the homes, and have a huge support system for them. So in the spirit of the Moulin Labe, the spirit of the Fighting 300, this organization fits right perfectly with that, because of just that we have to take care of our own. Nobody else is going to do it for us. You know, we have to, you know, somehow embrace, you know, our family members, because we are the ones who understand what people are going through. Getting these kids interacted and interrelated with one another in a nurture nature environment is just, you know, I can't stress from a psychological viewpoint how important that is going to be for these kids over the years. Not if they want to go to the military, just personally, so they don't have any regret, anger, and resentment, because there has to be a lot of just multitude of different psychological, you know, problems that result in this, and that you guys are there doing that is you know, and especially with this, you know, with a loving environment. You know,
we only have a few minutes left, and so let's get back to Ben. Let me see Ben.
You go into these situations and these types of people. Like, we understand what could very well happen to us, and so do the family members around us, and the wives and the children. Having seen this and experienced them, they understand what might very well happen, and they know this beforehand. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
All right, Ben. You're gonna interact with a whole bunch of little kids over the next couple of days. When these kids go home and their moms or dads or brothers or sisters or friends say, "What did you learn?" What do you want these little boys to say that they learned from you, that they took away?
Well, I don't know.
What significance that?
Hey Ben, if you could not go into the restaurant, because we hear you real well, but we're starting to hear a little background noise. I want to get this answer on the record.
We only got 4 more minutes.
No, it's really important that they understand the significance that their father played in the history of this country, and they have lineage, they have something to be proud of. Yes, it hurts now, and they might be a little lost, but the thing is, no matter what happened to their parent, their father, their family member that has died, that they are part of a long-standing tradition of the fabric of this country that has forged the America that is great, that was once the tops of the world, that everyone wanted to be like. They are the greatness that their father was, that would absolutely stand up and risk his life. You know, they have to. I would love for them to come away and understand that. Like, I don't think there's...
That makes a lot of sense, but I want to dig a little more deeply into the characteristic that you personally, Ben Smith, would like to transfer to these kids? What characteristic do you possess that you would like to give to these kids that they can carry the rest of their lives?
Oh wow, that's a deep one.
We do deep stuff here on TrentoVision.
I gotta sit down with you on this one, Tom. You know, like each one of these kids are absolutely different, and the situations that their fathers were in. You know, you've got some that were killed in battle, some killed in accidents. There's horrific, tragic accidents, and there's suicide as well, which is also a very real a thing within the military and post-combat.
Yep.
Each one is absolutely different, and part of what's going to be going on here is getting to know those children and to see what they need and to give them their needs and to help nurture them along from them losing their parent.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, can you get everybody together? We got about 1 minute left. Can we get a shot of all of you, or are you by yourself out there?
I'll go get them. I know they're going in the restaurant. We're like shrimpers or some kind of stuff.
If we can get one shot of everybody, we got about 1 minute left. We'll have you guys say goodbye. It's been a fascinating hour here on TrentoVision.
We gotta say goodbye.
Come on TrentoVision.tv. We're live.
Oh, we got Billy in there now. Okay.
Yeah, well, let's get Billy in too. Hey, there they all are. Okay.
Where's my mother? She's in the restaurant.
Get your mom. We got about a minute. We got Billy. We got Ben. We're getting Ben's mom. We have Karen. There's Billy. Karen.
Hi.
Wait, hold on. Here's the.
You gotta fix my chin like.
Yeah. Why are you holding the camera like that? I don't understand that shot. The camera is supposed to be like
guys.
up here. All right. Okay, Ben. Thank you very much. We're rooting for you, praying for you. You really impact these kids' lives. We will. If we can't get up there, we'll see you next time around. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I pray I help.
Thanks for all you do.
You take it
love
easy.
you guys.
All right, love you too. Bye-bye. All right, Ben Smith, former Navy SEAL with Karen and Bill.